Business. My co-host, Mr. Wayne Pratt, is here. The co-host for East Trade Winds is here, Mr. Wayne Pratt. You almost think I do a little bit of things with Wayne, and he keeps things lively, and that's what counts. Keeps us on our toes, and he provides wisdom. Property Wisdom Podcast, and that's all about understanding what you need to know about investing inside real estate. It's Fred Crouch, it's the host, and he provides those insights from 36 years worth of experience. There's the YouTube channel for East Trade Winds. You're more than welcome to come on into that space. And you know what? We're going to swing over now to, hang on, Wayne and Matt. Gentlemen, the floor is yours. You are, ta-da.
You are it.
There we go. Turn off my mute. Guys, it is so exciting to be back. I think everyone here knows me. My name is Wayne Pratt, and as I'm telling you about a book we wrote. And I was on a podcast I was hosting with Bernie, and I met Matt, and Matt was in Kingston like me. And so he needed to get a windshield replaced, so I was drinking coffee with him while he had his windshield replaced. And my hobby horse was, there's a myth that the coaching is just for the people who even know about it are all the C-suite people, the CEO, the COO, the CFO, the CMO. And I'd want to talk to the coffee shop crowd. Sometimes I call them the ham sandwich crowd. The bottom line is coaching tools can help anyone. Now, Matt listened patiently, and ironically enough, he agreed with me. And I told him, the half a dozen points I would lay out. And he says, Wayne, that's all true. And it's deadly, deadly dull. That's just not interesting. He says, why don't you make it a story? Like the Millionaire Next Door, or They Caught My Cheese, or whatever. And so Matt and I wrote a book called Fresh Brewed Coaching. And it's based on if two protagonists, two heroes like Matt and Wayne, were actually helping in a coffee shop. And I'm going to turn the rest of it over to Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-writer, Matt Hawksley.
Very good there, Wayne. Thank you so much. And that's pretty much how it happened, actually. So I had the windshield replaced, and then next thing you know, I didn't know what I was getting into. He fired and peppered about 600 questions in the span of about 15 minutes. I don't think I could even finish that coffee because I was talking so much and answering all those questions. But we completely resonated, and he's right. We wanted to tell a story about that. I mean, there's a lot of coaching and a lot of other books out there that kind of just list off, here are specific things to do. And really, for that ham sandwich crowd, for the people on Main Street, as we like to say, it's we wanted to tell a story that resonated with each and every single one of them, and kind of brought us almost as the guides, and made the other parts of the other people the heroes of the story of how they were able to unlock their potential, get past some of the barriers. And big change is not always just about the boardroom. People do like executive coaching and that type of thing, but it really starts with some basic premises and basic things. So, kind of the setting. So, our narrative here, I'm just going to briefly go through a couple of things about the book. It is a cozy cafe, a freshly brewed cafe, and you get to learn a little bit about all the characters, the owners, and what comes to life is a few of the different parties. Connor, who's a barista there, young guy who really hasn't figured out what he wanted to do next. Susie, a bank manager. Phil is an electrician, owns an electric shop right nearby. Rick has kind of just followed in his father's footsteps from a men's clothing store, but has always dreamed about doing something different. And then also Alex, who's kind of Phil's understudy, an apprentice who's hungry, but doesn't really know how to really engage with the human side of things just yet. So it's kind of conversations over the coffees, and these things are how it all starts with personal transformation. And then the guides, as we said, both Wayne and Matt, who come together, just actually like in real life, kind of in a serendipitous type of way. Wayne, you get the thumbs up there, the big bushy mustache, the guy that's energetic, curious, and fun, who connects with the guy who's kind of that corporate style, a little bit more focused on the structure and the insight, bringing things together. But the two of them gel, and in a way, what it does, it's almost like a My Fair Lady or Pygmalion type thing where they both have all these great ideas and want to give back and wanted to say, you know what, we can do this by helping the people that are right here in this coffee shop by leveraging a lot of our ideas. And so that's what they do. They blend that storytelling and coaching to make things happen. And through all these conversations and how they've met everybody, they feel that they've seen people are kind of stuck in these routines. They become what when we were saying like uncomfortably happy. They're not really striving for more. They're kind of living in that self doubt and fear, and they don't have that access to those executive level coaching tools or the contacts that they think they can that can bring them to the next level. So one of the quotes too is, "If you don't know what you want, how are you going to know when you've actually arrived?" So what happens is in 3 sessions, Wayne and Matt are able to leverage their methodology, what's called diagnose, prescribe, and thrive. So with diagnose, we're able to really start to work on shifting their mindset and then using a 7 pillar framework. So 7 pillars include things like your financial goals, your vocational career goals, spiritual, community, family, and so on. And then we really looked at, okay, where you are, where each of those characters were in the process, and where do they want to be. And in that next phase, it's all about prescriptions or prescribing. And we've all done SMART goals, possibly, or other types of things. But Wayne brings up a great point where let's do 3 reasons for the seasons. Sometimes we can overanalyze and we get too detailed. But right now we're in spring. So what are those 3 things, those 3 goals that you're going to be able to focus on from that first diagnosed period to really achieve during this season? And then in that last part is really finding that support network, kind of even like this, that you're able to help really thrive and get to that next step. So it's building resilience, it's really that accountability partnerships and really opening your mind to, almost a new mindset that, your personal growth is a team sport. It's not just you're on your own anymore. You can work together and make things happen. So some of the key lessons of it, really, it's about mindset. It's taking those small, specific steps. And like I just mentioned, the connection creates momentum. It's about the people in your network. And to Wayne's earlier point too, some of those lessons that can be learned, some of those executive level types of strategies and things can be actually attained, learned, and delivered by everybody. Everyone deserves that type of coaching. So, really, kind of how it is, we wanted it to be a spark. We wanted it to be something that it was simple. My dad had given me the 1 Minute Manager book when I was 10 years old. And basically, I liked it a little bit later. When I was 10, I didn't fully grasp all of the different concepts, but he was always giving me those types of things and teaching me lessons. In fact, I'm going to be doing a little ebook real quick on the King's Chronicles. I call him the King. That's his fun nickname. But I've got some, leadership lessons and things that I've learned through my dad over the course of time. And this was kind of an homage to that and the things that you can learn from people all around you. So that's that kind of spark. And we wanted people to step back, reflect, reset, not take themselves too seriously, but then put a nice plan in place to kind of gradually and take those small steps forward. Because growth, and we like the coffee analogies here, it's always brewing. So we were hoping that everyone was ready to take that first sip. Our site is not up yet. We're finalizing the last bits of this, and we'll have that out to the distribution later this week. But what we're going to be doing is our book's going to be coming out hopefully in July, early July, and we're going to be getting some people on a list to then sign up for early editions. But yeah, Wayne and I were super excited, not only just to be here, but to start talking about the process. It was fun. It was known as Wednesdays with Wayne. I knew that in order to write the book, for me too, I was busy doing a lot of different things, coaching, working at Queen's University, and a few other things at the time. And I was like, all right, we got to get organized. We got to have a set time. So it was Wednesdays with Wayne. And, just it was fun just to kind of create this story based on our mutual methodologies of how we can really deliver personal transformation and reinvention. So we're super thankful for you guys having us here. Bernie, thank you again, and to everyone. We're really looking forward to this journey, and it's been a blast. Working with Wayne, I've learned a lot from him, and you know, I've been the guy that helps keep us stay on track a little bit, as you may imagine. But it's been a real fun exercise, and we're really excited and proud of the product.
Any questions, folks,
Thank you.
for Matt or Wayne? So, first question comes to mind. When is your book releasing again?
It's releasing in early July, so we're just waiting on a final date of the publication of the production.
Okay.
But it's should be probably in that first or second week of July.
And available where?
Available, it'll be online, and right now we're working at some of the local Kingston stores at this
Okay.
point in time, but everything will be able online, Amazon, and yeah, we'll have a website as well that we'll be able to deliver as well too.
Perfect. I think we probably can get you hooked up into Ad Hive to help promote it in that space, because a lot of the startups are in that space. Sam, did you have a question? I thought I saw your hand kind of flutter by.
Actually, you asked the question I was going to say. I knew we said it early July, I think, but I did want to know how to acquire it. So that was the other question. Thank you.
No problem. I find it's fascinating. You picked several different types of between the bank manager versus someone else. That's really handy. Eric, did you want to pipe in between coffee sips? Sorry,
Yes.
I just saw your note, and then I saw you drinking coffee, and I know you don't like doing the talking and drinking at the same time.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bernie.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
I practice the 1 minute manager, especially the part about catching people doing something right. I believe in teamwork in my office, and I'm going to a bigger office now, with 7 partners and national national group. So I'm trying to instill that on everybody, that the people that work for you are what makes you big, not what makes you small. And to do that, you have to make sure that you have the right people, and you motivate. You motivate them by catching them doing something right all the time. And I practice that. Even in my own family, I practice that with my children. So it's and my wife.
To answer Kat's question, basically with shipping and tax, we're looking around $30, and that will get it shipped most places. It's actually being launched in the States, but shipping and tax is going to come in and basically a dollar a day, and it'll change your life, honest. Also, by the way, yes, we'll be on Amazon, and Matt and I will have copies, but Uncle Bernie is probably also going to have 600 or 700 at his house to talk to the Phoenix.
But wait, there's more. It comes with a cup of coffee.
Absolutely. There's a lot of coffee references, and the overall structure is very coffee heavy. So yeah, nice little play on the words. But
by the way, one thing is a little overview. Not only is Matt an incredible executive coach and a very, very thoughtful man, he can also type. So these are very, very important things that led to the book.
Part of the interview at McDonald's, that after the cracked windshield, he was, that was probably the most important thing. Can you type? Not right, not, didn't care about the coaching things. Just can you put the things that are coming into Wayne's head on paper, right? Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, that's awesome. That's awesome. And who's the artisan that did your cover?
Uncle Matt.
A little bit of me, a little bit of some AI tools, and yeah. a few things.
Excellent.
So it's yeah.
One thing that I will also give any of you, as a man who's written a book and a man who's co-written a couple of books, many of you may wonder if you have a book in you. If you want to spend a half an hour with me or Matt, but certainly with me, of just learning what we've learned, we'd be happy to help. There you go.
And I just put the artwork for the cover in the chat. Brand recognition is important. That's outstanding. So, are you going to find that this will be going just Canada wide, across North America, or are you looking for global dominance?
Mostly Scotland.
Start there first and work our way around, I guess. Yeah.
Obviously,
definitely
we know the North American market better than we know Europe or Africa, but many of these principles are universal. So cool.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll kind of do a wrap for the quote for the day. And here comes the quote: "Chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you." And it's Tony Heiss. I probably misenunciated the last name, but there you go. Wing it.
Good stuff.
Matt,